we are really facing a huge transformation from down, not from the elite, from down.
The next generation.
The next generation. Yes. And it's always very interesting. That's why I like very much to make a presentation at the universities. To put into context this apartment, we moved into this apartment in 1990. We, redecorated with Jacques Grange and my wife, because my wife was very active in the decoration of the apartment. We discovered a lot of new ways to collect. As I told you, we've been collecting for 40 years. But in the beginning, we used to collect in a very traditional way. We began to collect contemporary art, and 30 years ago, we moved to design, which was very unusual at that time. And when we began to collect design, it was also the time where we moved into this apartment. And so this apartment was done by this, I should say, with this begin of the collection of design. So what does it mean? It means that first we learned to collect in a different way. We learned to collect in fleet markets. Because what Jacques Grange is very unique. He loves objects. He thinks that what is important in a home is not only what you can see on the walls. Most of the people, what they look at after, they look at the object. And you can see the personality and the soul of a person through the types of object he has collected. We have children who were raised here. All the pieces have lived with us. I always said that our apartment is not a museum, and whatever is here is part of our life. And if it's something broken, we have an insurance, I don't care. You will see different types of chairs. This is a Friedman chair. The leg is part of the chair. The leg is here. The idea is that this young person broke the chair to play with the leg, with the other part. And then he was, naturally the parents were not happy. And he was punished, he cried, and he replaced the chair by books. Let's move to Virgil Abloh now. I think he's the iconic artist of our century. He was capable to reach all types of audiences. So everybody can have a Virgil Abloh. You can really bring, with collaboration, you can really bring art, design, beauty into all types of home. And this was the power of Virgil Abloh. And we have collected, to tell you the truth, something like 100 pieces of fashion, of design, of many things of Virgil Abloh. We began to collect by Ron Arad. Ron Arad, for me, is also an incredible designer. He's talented by the way not only he designed, but also the material that he chooses. We have collected a certain number of pieces from him. Jacques Grange told us is, you can always mix nice objects together. It will always work very well. And this is the masterpiece of the works which are here. It's a cheminée by Emilio Terry. When Jacques Grange came, he said, okay, to decorate your apartment, but I want one thing. I want this chimney. It's a cigar box. So you can see that we can put on the same level, a chimney from Terry, a collaboration with Ella Jokia, Elo Ingeus, one of the biggest of ever, Gucci, and a Ron Arad. And you can see that everything functions very well. This is a Mark Newson table. I love Mark Newson. I think he is one of the most pure designers that I know. This is Su Chen, a Chinese artist. We moved from Impressionist paintings to Chinese contemporary art. It's a big jump.
Why did you do that?
Because I like always to challenge myself. I think that I'm very fortunate. We've been married for 40 years and we've been collecting for 40 years. And to collect with your wife is something. You learn the art of compromise. If I feel that she doesn't really like it, I don't insist. I'm crazy and I always spend a lot of money. I think hopefully my wife is here to control. It's Manolo Valdez. He's a Spanish artist. He used to work for Marlborough Gallery. And this piece we collected, I think, in the beginning of the 1993 or 94. I like to be challenged by an artwork. But for us, we always try to think that art has to challenge ourselves. This piece is from an artist whose name is Maya Miaoyi. She made a lot of works inspired by social networks. And she created these works with John Cage and Trump.
Do you meet all the artists artist?
I know him very well. We discovered the artist in her beginning, and so we have a lot of works from her. You know, when you come from a kind of sleeping beauty like Paris to a Red Bull city like Shanghai, you have a shock. And so we think art is a mirror of a society, and we wanted to find in the Chinese contemporary art the energy that we're experiencing in the city. How do you make a collection of something which is located 10,000 kilometers from Paris? You don't speak the language, you don't have any idea of the culture. It's kind of Tintin in the Middle Kingdom. And we had the chance to meet Chinese artists in Paris. And so we went to them and we said, okay, we need you. They were a little bit surprised and said, you want to make a collection of Chinese contemporary art, but what type of collection you want to do? It's to decorate your walls, it's an investment. No, we said, we want to make a museum type collection. And they gave us a way to do it. It was in 2005. The art ecosystem was really in its inception, very few galleries in China. And so we began to go to China 4 times a year, 15 days every time. And we went from one artist to another. It's what they call in China the guanxi system, that you're recommended. And 40% of the collection was made like that. This is how we begin to make it possible, I shall say. It's not just a question of money. I think money is important, but it's not the most important thing. I think that you must look at the collection as a journey, as something which will inhabit your life, not just when you go to a fair or you go to a gallery. It's something which inhabits you when you are at home, you read, you meet people. It has to become part of votre art de vivre, art of living. The notion of art has totally changed. When we collected 40 years ago, art was mainly about paintings, sculptures, drawings, very few installations. Today, what is art? Art is the ultimate luxury good. Art is an asset. Art is digital. Art is becoming something very, very highly expanded.
Technology changing and social media, but you're very welcome to it, especially with the DSLCollection all being virtual.
We began this new collection in 2005, called this DSLCollection. It means Dominique and Sylvain Lévy. We wanted from the beginning to create a cultural brand, something which can be transmitted to our children as a project, which is the case at this moment. So this is the first idea. The second idea was we wanted to collect differently. We wanted this collection to be a project. And so we fixed a certain number of rules. The first rule was to limit the collection to 250 works. The other concept was we collect every type of works, especially big installations, whatever. This was something very important for us. The third thing which was very important is to look at the collection as a brand. The other thing which was very interesting for us, we looked at the collection a little bit like the intersection of art and luxury from the beginning. And because art today is becoming the ultimate luxury good. And more, the art ecosystem looks like the luxury ecosystem. 15 to virtual reality. We began our virtual reality museum. Then in 2020, we had video games with the artwork inside. Then after we went to the metaverse, and now we're using a lot of artificial intelligence tools. What is interesting is that also this collection made us resonate with our time. What is important for me is to place myself in the perspective of the next 20 years. I don't think I will be here, but at least for my children, to look at the collection like from 2025 to 2050. The only thing I can tell you is that collecting can make an ordinary person have an extraordinary life.